Hello, my magnificent radiant Leo souls, and welcome back to Cosmic Wisdom. Come closer and let the warmth of this truth settle into your heart. I want you to listen, not just with your ears, but with the very core of your being, the place where your inner sun resides. Have you been feeling it lately? A quiet, almost imperceptible dimming of your own brilliant light. A sense of exhaustion that has nothing to do with sleep. Perhaps you have been pouring your magnificent, incandescent energy into a world that has simply reflected it back as a pale, lukewarm glow. You, the glorious sun, have been giving your warmth, your creativity, your very life force to planets that have forgotten how to say thank you, that have come to believe your light is their entitlement. And in the quiet moments, you may have found yourself wondering, why am I not seen? Why is my generosity not cherished? Why does my kingdom feel so empty? My dear glorious Leo, I am here today to tell you that this feeling is not a sign of your failure. It is not a punishment. It is a divine and sacred intervention. The cosmos itself is calling you to undertake the most important journey of your life, the journey back to your own throne. This is not about them, the ones who took your light for granted. Their story is no longer your concern. This is about you, remembering that you are not just a star in the sky, you are the sun. Are you ready to stop performing for an audience and start reigning over your own magnificent life? Are you prepared to reclaim your crown, not from another, but from the dusty corner where you yourself placed it? If every fiber of your majestic being is roaring, yes, then I invite you to do something powerful right now. Press that like button, not for an algorithm, but as a conscious act of reclaiming your divine radiance. And if you have not yet joined our community of wisdom seekers, subscribe to Cosmic Wisdom so we may continue this sacred journey of empowerment together. And leave a comment below saying, I am the great and powerful Fire Phoenix. Now let your reign begin. My dear Leo, let us speak a deep and profound truth. You were born of the sun. Your very essence is light, warmth, creativity, and a glorious life-affirming radiance. You are a natural-born king, a queen, a leader whose very presence is meant to inspire, uplift, and energize the world. This is your divine inheritance. However, in a world that is often cold and dim, a soul as bright as yours learns a lesson early on. Your light gets you noticed. Your warmth makes people feel good. Your performance earns you applause. And this applause, this validation, can feel like love. It can feel like acceptance. For a time, it can feel like everything. And so perhaps, without even realizing it, you may have begun to believe that your worth is measured by the volume of the applause. You may have started to confuse your authentic, innate radiance with a carefully crafted performance. The stage, which was meant to be a platform for your self-expression, slowly, subtly became a cage. You gave and you gave, shining your brilliant light on others' dreams, fueling their ambitions, warming their cold hands. You were the director, the producer, and the star of a grand production designed to make everyone else feel happy, successful, and seen. You played your part with magnificent skill, with a smile that could light up the darkest room and a laugh that sounded like pure joy. But what happened when the curtains fell, when you were alone in the quiet of your own castle? Did the silence feel deafening? Did the echoes of their applause fade, leaving behind a hollow, aching emptiness? This is the great paradox of the unawakened Leo. You can be the center of everyone else's universe while feeling completely disconnected from the center of your own. You have poured your golden energy into cups that were riddled with cracks. You have offered feasts to those who were not even hungry. You have given the keys to your kingdom to jesters and fools who saw your generosity not as a gift, but as an opportunity. They basked in your light, believing it was their own, never once stopping to think about the cost to you, the sun. And what is the cost? It is burnout. It is a creative well that runs dry. It is the heartbreaking feeling of being surrounded by people, yet feeling profoundly, achingly alone. It is the quiet terror of wondering, if I stop performing, if I stop giving, if I stop shining for them, will they still love me? Will I disappear? My beautiful, courageous Leo. This fear is the very chain that has kept you bound to the stage. This question is the lock on your gilded cage. And the universe, in its infinite love for you, is now handing you the key. The recent exhaustion you have felt, the creative blocks, the sense of disillusionment, these are not punishments. They are celestial stop signs. The cosmos is gently but firmly saying, enough. The show is over. It is time to come home to yourself. The people who have been draining your energy may begin to drift away. The projects that were fueled by your light, but not your passion, may begin to falter. Do not see this as loss. See it as a divine clearing. The universe is removing the temporary stage props and the ungrateful audience so that you can finally see the magnificent, solid gold throne that has been waiting for you all along. Your journey is not about finding a better audience. It is about realizing you don't need one. It's about shifting from the desperate energy of the performer who asks, "Do you love me?" to the sovereign energy of the sun, which declares, "I am love." This is not a journey of ego. It is the very opposite. The ego is the performer constantly seeking validation from outside itself. The soul, your true royal self, is the sunit's validation. Its light, its power, all come from within. Take a moment right now. Close your eyes. Imagine your heart as a miniature sun, glowing with golden light. For so long, you have been piping that light outwards, leaving the center cool and dim. Now I want you to imagine reversing the flow. Pull that golden light back into your own heart. Feel it warm you from the inside out. Feel it fill every cell of your being with its radiant power. This is your energy. This is your light. It belongs to you. Welcome home, my dear sovereign. The first step of your coronation has just begun. Have you ever felt like you were playing a part, even in your own life? In the comments below, I want you to share one small thing you can do this week to be more authentic, to honor your true self, instead of the role you've been playing. This is your first decree as the ruler of your own life. To truly understand the journey back to your throne, we must first have the courage to look at why you left it in the first place. No one stormed your castle, my dear Leo. No one stole your crown in the dead of night. In a quiet, heartbreaking moment of self-abandonment, you took it off your own head and offered it to others, hoping this gesture of abdication would finally prove you were worthy of their love. This is the shadow side of your magnificent, generous heart. You so desperately want to see the best in people, to believe in their goodness, that you will diminish your own royalty to make them feel comfortable, to make them feel powerful. You thought, if I am not so bright, perhaps they will not be so intimidated. If I am not so regal, perhaps they will come closer. If I give them my power, perhaps they will finally see my heart. You traded your scepter for their approval. You traded your throne for a seat in their circle. You traded the roar of your authentic soul for the soft purr of someone who is pleasing, agreeable, and safe. You became a lion, pretending to be a house cat, hoping someone would finally invite you inside for good. And for a while, it may have seemed to work. They enjoyed your tamed presence. They reveled in the power you had handed them. They loved the version of you that did not challenge them, that did not demand respect, that did not shine so brightly it illuminated their own shadowy insecurities. But what was the price of this acceptance? The price was your life force. The price was your joy. The price was the slow, painful erosion of your own self-respect. Every time you silenced your truth to keep the peace, a piece of your kingdom crumbled. Every time you accepted less than you deserved, you chipped away at the foundation of your own throne. You, a being of fire and light, found yourself walking on eggshells, constantly monitoring the reactions of others, terrified of doing something that might cause them to withdraw their conditional affection. This is the ultimate prison for a Leo soul, to be more concerned with the climate of someone else's heart than with the eternal fire burning within your own. You began to feel a deep and unsettling restlessness, a feeling that you were living someone else's life. Your creative gifts, which are the very language of your soul, felt stifled. The grand visions you once had for your life seemed like childish fantasies. You were a king living in exile within your own skin. This is the point of crisis. This is the dark night of the Leo soul. It is the moment when the tamed lion looks at its reflection in a puddle and sees not the powerful king of the savannah, but a sad, pale imitation. It is the moment you realize that the love you have been begging for is not love at all. It is control. It is convenience. And it is utterly, completely unworthy of you. This realization is both devastating and liberating. It is the sound of the cage door creaking open. It is the first ray of your own forgotten sunlight piercing through the clouds of your self-doubt. It is the quiet, deep rumble in your chest that begins to remember its roar. The universe has been sending you signs. The relationship that feels more like a chore than a celebration. The job that drains your creativity and rewards your conformity. The friends who only call when they need to be warmed by your fire, but are nowhere to be found when your flame flickers. These are not random misfortunes. These are divine messengers, all pointing you in one direction, back to your throne. The journey back is not about anger or revenge. It is about grief. You must allow yourself to grieve for the part of you that thought it had to be small to be loved. You must grieve the time you lost trying to please the unpleasable. You must wrap your own loving arms around that version of you and say, you did the best you could with the love you thought you needed. But we know better now. It's time to come home. This is the alchemy of your heart. You are taking the lead of your pain and transmuting it into the pure gold of self-worth. You are realizing that the only validation that has ever mattered is your own. The only applause that can ever truly fill you is the sound of your own soul cheering for your courage. The people from your past may not understand this transformation. They will be confused by your newfound boundaries. They may call you selfish or arrogant when you stop handing over your power on a silver platter. Let them. Their opinions are the dying echoes of a world you no longer inhabit. You are not responsible for their comfort anymore. You are responsible for your own coronation. Think of a time you made yourself smaller to make someone else feel bigger. See it in your mind's eye. Now I want you to lovingly, gently release that memory. See it floating away like a dandelion seed on the wind. In the comments, if you feel called to simply write, I release the need to be small. This is you reclaiming your space in the universe. Now, my dear Leo, we arrive at the most glorious part of our journey. We have walked through the shadows of the stage. We have acknowledged the pain of abdication And now we stand at the threshold of your throne room. The air here is different. It hums with power, with potential, with the undeniable resonance of your own soul's truth. It is time for your coronation. But this is not a coronation that requires an audience or a priest. This is a sacred internal ceremony where you and you alone place the crown back upon your own magnificent head. This is the moment you stop waiting for the world to recognize your royalty and you claim it as your birthright. And here is the most profound secret, the ultimate wisdom for your Leo heart. You are the sun. I want you to let that sink in. Not you are like the sun. Not you have the qualities of the sun. You are the sun. Think about it. Does the sun check to see if Mercury is watching before it shines? Does it ask Jupiter for permission to burn? Does it dim its own light because it worries it might be too much for Pluto in the distant darkness? No, the sun shines. It radiates. It burns with a glorious, unwavering, life-giving fire simply because that is its nature. It does not require validation. It does not need applause. Its very existence is its purpose. Its shining is its service. This is the shift you are now making. You are moving from the needy conditional energy of the performer to the unconditional sovereign energy of the sun. Your purpose is not to get love, it is to be love. Your purpose is not to seek light, it is to be light. The act of placing the crown back on your head is the conscious choice to live from this solar truth. It is a declaration to the cosmos that says, I will no longer source my power, my worth, or my joy from anything outside of myself. My wellspring is infinite, and it resides within me. So what does this look like in your everyday kingdom? First, it means embracing radiant responsibility. You are no longer responsible for how others feel or react. You are, however, completely responsible for the purity and integrity of your own energy. You become a fierce guardian of your own flame. You learn to say no, not with anger, but with the calm, unwavering authority of a king or queen. A simple "that does not align with my spirit" becomes a complete sentence. You stop over-explaining and justifying your need for peace, for rest, for creative solitude. Second, it means practicing discerning generosity. A true sovereign is immensely generous, but they are not a fool. You are naturally big-hearted, but you will no longer pour your life force into barren ground. You will learn to discern who is worthy of your warmth. You will give freely and joyfully to those who cherish your light, who are inspired by it, and who reflect it back to you with their own genuine gratitude. You will stop trying to warm those who are committed to their own coldness. You are not a rehab center for frozen hearts. You are a sun for gardens that are ready to bloom. Third, this coronation is about creation for creation's sake. You will begin to create, to express, to play, not for the outcome or the applause, but for the sheer joy of it. You will sing, dance, write, paint, or lead simply because it is the language of your soul. Your creativity becomes a conversation between you and the divine, and if others happen to be inspired by it, that is a beautiful bonus, not the primary goal. You will find that when you release the need for an audience, your most authentic, powerful, and magnetic work will flow through you. This is your new reign. It is not about controlling others. A true sovereign has no need to control anyone. It is about the complete and total mastery of your own inner kingdom, your thoughts, your emotions, your energy, and your choices. This is where your true power lies. I invite you now to take part in this ceremony. Find a quiet space, even if just for a moment. Close your eyes. Visualize a crown of pure golden sunlight hovering above your head. See it glowing with all of your courage, your creativity, your warmth, and your wisdom. Now slowly, with intention, feel that crown descending and settling perfectly upon your head. Feel a surge of warmth and power flow through your entire body. Breathe it in. This is you. This is your truth. In the comments below, I want you to make your coronation official. Write the words, "I am the sovereign of my own life." Let this be your declaration to the universe. Let the cosmos witness you reclaiming your throne. Welcome, Your Majesty. Welcome to the first day of your true and authentic reign. As you walk out of your inner throne room and back into the world, you will notice that everything has changed because you have changed. The world is a mirror, and now that it is reflecting a sovereign, it will behave accordingly. The most magical and paradoxical thing will begin to happen. Now that you no longer need applause, you will find it offered to you more freely and genuinely than ever before. Now that you no longer crave validation, you will be validated in the most unexpected and beautiful ways. Why? Because you are no longer projecting the needy energy of a performer. You are radiating the magnetic, self-assured energy of the sun. People are drawn to authentic power. They are drawn to those who are at home in their own skin, who possess a deep inner well of joy and peace. Your presence will become a source of comfort and inspiration for others. They will see in you not an actor playing a part, but a true leader, living their truth. Your relationships will transform. Those who were only there for the performance will quietly exit the stage. Let them go with grace. They are making room for your true pride, your soul family. These will be people who are not intimidated by your light, but are ignited by it. They will be fellow suns, moons, and stars who delight in creating a magnificent galaxy with you. They will celebrate your shine, and you will celebrate theirs. The love you experience will not be conditional or transactional. It will be a mutual, joyful recognition of each other's divine essence. Your creativity will become boundless. Unshackled from the need for approval, you will tap into a universal stream of inspiration. Your work will have a depth, an authenticity, and a power that it never had before. It will resonate with people on a soul level because it is coming directly from your soul. You will become a true way shower, proving to others that it is safe to be their fullest, most brilliant selves. This is your true legacy, dear Leo. Your purpose was never just to be seen. It was to use your light to help others see, to warm the parts of the world that have grown cold, to illuminate paths for those who are lost in the dark, to remind every soul you encounter of the spark of divinity that lies within them. A true king or queen does not rule by force, but by inspiration. Your very existence becomes an act of service. As you move through your days, practice living from this place of sovereignty. When faced with a choice, ask yourself, what would the sun do? The sun would not shrink. It would not apologize for its heat. It would not ask for permission. It would simply shine. When you feel the old habits of people-pleasing or performance creeping in, gently place your hand on your heart and remember the crown on your head. Remember the eternal, inexhaustible fire within you. This is a practice, a daily recommitment to your own magnificent truth. The journey you have taken is one of the most courageous a soul can undertake. You have faced the emptiness of the stage, you have reclaimed your abandoned throne, and you have crowned yourself the undisputed, magnificent ruler of your own life. Your kingdom is now a place of warmth, joy, authentic creativity, and profound self-love. And from this full and radiant kingdom, you have so much more to give to the world than you ever did from your empty stage. Your reign has just begun. The best is yet to come. I would be so honored to hear about your coronation. What was the most powerful part of this journey for you? Share your thoughts and your light in the comment section below. Your story will be a beacon for other Leos who are just beginning to find their way back to their own throne. And if this message has illuminated your heart, please explore the other wisdom we have curated for you here at Cosmic Wisdom. Click on one of the videos you see on your screen to continue your journey of empowerment. Thank you for allowing me to witness your magnificent return to power. Thank you for your courage, for your light, and for the glorious gift of your presence in this world. Shine on you, beautiful, radiant sun. Shine on.